Hi everybody, it's Jules from Simple Body. And today I want to talk about 3 magical ingredients that are going to help keep your skin moisturized this winter. And there's a lot of different ingredients available, but over the last 15 years of formulating, I have honed in on 3 of my favorite ingredients for deeply moisturizing my skin. And I don't know about you guys, but during the winter, my hands get so dry. Like a lot of times my knuckles will be so dry that they will crack and bleed. And it's just really uncomfortable. And my husband and I live at really high altitude. And so my heels, my elbows, my knees, like all of those spots tend to get really, really dry during the winter months. And so my secret weapon is our body butter. But there are 3 really distinct ingredients in it that I'm going to break down for you today and talk about, and I'll explain to you why I've chosen them to go in our body butter. First, let me talk about body butters. There are a couple of types that you see in the market. One of them is like a whipped body butter. And typically whipped body butters are made from just oils or just butters. They don't contain any water-based ingredients. And so typically these body butters, while deeply moisturizing, can tend to feel a little greasy. And so a lot of people I know, men especially, do not like that greasy feeling on their skin. They like a little bit more fast absorbing product and something that doesn't like leave their hands feeling sticky or greasy. So opposed to the whipped body butter, there are emulsified body butters, which is what our body butter is. And the emulsification process involves blending oil-based ingredients and water-based ingredients to combine them. And by doing this, we can control the amount of greasiness that the body butter has. So we've been able to control how quickly the body butter absorbs and the tactile texture that's left on your skin. The other benefit of having this style of body butter is that you're getting water-based ingredients. And water-based ingredients are what hydrate your skin, not moisturize, but hydrate. And because we know that our skin is made mostly of water, we need to replenish it with water, not just the water that we drink, but water-based ingredients that we include on our body too. So we use plenty of water-based ingredients in this body butter combined with these 3 magical butters that I'm going to talk about that help really deeply moisturize your skin. And when you think about symptoms of dry skin, a lot of people, especially my older clientele, they tend to have really, really itchy skin in the winter time. Their eczema can flare up. Dry skin can cause a host of other skin problems. And so you really want to try to avoid having your skin become dry and flaky and have your eczema flare up. And one of the ways you can do this is by applying your body butter every day. So one of my favorite ingredients that we use is our Kokum butter. And Kokum butter is sort of unknown. Like you don't hear it talked about a lot. But Kokum butter can come from India, Africa, Polynesia. It comes from the Kokum tree. And it's a nut that they crack open and then they harvest this Kokum butter. And we buy a raw, unrefined, organic Kokum butter. And the benefits of the Kokum butter, it has naturally occurring magnesium in it, which most of you know magnesium is fantastic for sleep. It's an anti-inflammatory, so it can help reduce inflammation. And hence it can really help with eczema symptoms. I know a lot of people that use this body butter on their eczema. Also, Kokum butter is non-pore clogging. So you don't have to worry about that. It's a non-comedogenic and it rubs in really, really well. It does not leave a greasy feeling on the skin. So that's ingredient number one that I absolutely love. It's virtually scentless too, so you don't have to worry about having any sort of funky smell from that tree nut. It has virtually no odor to it. The second butter that I want to talk about is our shea butter. And we hear a lot about shea butter. It mostly comes from Africa. It's also a nut that they crack open. And we use raw, unrefined shea butter. And the benefit is, you know, sometimes they use refining techniques to strip the odor out of the butters, but then you're losing some of the nutrients. So we buy the raw, unrefined, which means it's going to have its natural scent to it. So shea butter is fantastic for moisturizing your skin. It can also help with itchy skin. I know sometimes in the winter, our skin gets really itchy because it's so obscenely dry. But shea butter also massages into the skin really, really well. It does have kind of an earthy scent to it, but one that I have come to love. And it is also a non-pore clogging butter. So it has some different properties than the Kokum butter, but they complement each other really well. The third butter I want to talk about is cocoa butter. And probably a lot of you know cocoa butter is one of the ingredients in chocolate. It's edible. It smells heavenly. I wish you guys could be here to smell this. I mean, it truly smells like chocolate. And cocoa butter is a much harder butter, and it has a really unique fatty acid profile in it. It is also non-pore clogging, but it takes a little bit, it's a little denser butter. I mean, again, I really wish you could smell this. It mostly comes from Central and South America, and it has some naturally occurring UV properties to it, like it will help protect your skin barrier from environmental elements, from UV rays. I'm not saying it's a sunscreen, but because of the density of the butter, it does help protect your skin barrier against some of the environmental elements. So it's really, 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 really great for your skin, and it smells amazing. So if you get the unscented version of our body butter, when you open the jar, you can mostly smell the cocoa butter. And so those are the three butters that we use in our body butter. And we also use some other ingredients that help take a little bit of the greasiness out of the butter so that it will help really like deeply absorb into your skin. It literally penetrates deeply so that you're not just topically putting something on your skin only to wash it off 5 minutes later when you wash your hands in the sink. I know I hear that a lot from my customers, as they'll buy these really expensive hand lotions and hand moisturizers, and then they feel like every time they go to wash their hands, they're washing all that product down the drain. And that's mostly because a lot of body butters use a lot of wax because it's a filler. It's very inexpensive. It gives the illusion that you're putting a lot of good moisture on your skin when you're really not. Those waxes can inhibit the penetration of these great oils and butters that we're talking about. So we use the most minimal amount of wax that we can just to get the oil and water to bind so that it will allow all of these incredible ingredients to penetrate and heal your hands and skin from within so that when you go to wash your hands, you don't feel like you're washing off the product. My protocol is to use this in the morning before I come to work and then before I go to bed. And just applying it twice a day makes all the difference in the world in how my hands feel all winter long. So if you have questions about any of these three butters, if you want to kind of geek out with me on the science behind these butters, please leave some comments below. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you like the sort of educational content that we're producing, please subscribe to the channel. And we really appreciate you watching. And if you have any ideas for content that you would like to see, please leave it in a comment below and we'll get back to you. Thanks so much for watching.